Imagine having a potential athletic career, a professional athletic career, taken away from you by a random act of violence. Then imagine being blinded and still being a world-class athlete. Hey, that's just part of our story tonight. Our guest tonight has been living this for a long time. How you doing, everybody? And welcome to this edition of Sports Talk. I'm Glenn Harris. Thanks for joining us for another evening. Tonight we have a special guest who has a special story, a special athlete. His name is Kevin Parker. He's from the city of Pittsburgh, and we're glad to have him on the program. Hey, big guy, how you doing?
How you doing, Mr. Harrison?
Okay.
Thanks to have me.
I'm doing okay. If you call me Harrison, you already started off wrong. Ain't no S-O-N in my name. It's Harris.
Hi, Glenn.
But you couldn't see that no way. So, you know. Hey, look. Tell us your story, man.
Well, basically,
first of all, you got a great sense of humor. I say that right there.
Well, basically, November 15th, 1992, I was in a fatal downtown shooting incident where a car pulled up on the right side, and I was in the left-hand lane on Forbes and Cherryway.
It's your hometown of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania.
Downtown Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, yes, sir. And car pulled up on the right side, shot my car 19 times, and I took 7 bullets. I got shot in my head on the right side, came across through my left eye, got shot in my my pectoral, came out through my center of my chest, my right elbow, my right muscle, and shoulder. And I was supposed to have been brain dead and paralyzed on the whole right side, but unfortunately, there was a God.
Give us a feeling, Kevin, of how that felt when it was happening to you.
Well, it happened so quick, and I was devastated because I didn't know what happened. I thought I wrecked. And when the car came to a halt, it came across the street and then it hit a pole. And I was in a car with 2 other people, a female by the name of Tony Lynn Brackenridge, where she turned in a fetal position, turned around, and she got shot twice on her side. And she died instantly.
Oh, man.
And I was sitting there and I put my head back on the headrest, and I didn't feel no pain at all. I just couldn't see.
Right.
And then opened the door of my car and walked across the street, which is about 20 feet away. And I sat down in the fetal position, and by the sound of, I was only going 2 blocks in front of me. And people was running up, and they noticed that it was my car, and then at that time the paramedics came, and then I can remember just laying on the gurney in the ambulance, and I didn't feel like no pain or anything from the bullets. It's just that I couldn't see.
Right.
And I was going into like a unconsciousness stage, and I was just laying there, and then the nurse that was in the ambulance, they were like, "Wow, not you, Kevin, not you." So they start feeling emotional, but all I was just going through the emotions of going into a shock stage.
We'll take a break. Coming up, we'll open up for your calls with Kevin Parker, 703-387-1020. It's a big guy, too, about 6'5" and about 270. Looks good, tell you that right now. A lot of courage. As Kevin told you, it was a bullet to his head that took away his vision, but this young man keeps keeping on. I can tell you that right now in case you join us. He's a Paralympian, Kevin Parker. He was victimized in a drive-by shooting in '92 in his hometown of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Kevin, I had a friend that was an outstanding athlete, water skier, and did everything. He got shot to do, and he said to himself, "I'm not going to die," as he was laying on the floor. "I'm not going to die." He said, "I'm going to hang in there." He said, "If you're listening to me, if it's a God up there, please." He said, "I'm not going anywhere, so I'm not finished handling what I got to handle." So, so he's doing real well now after 6-7 years, doing great.
Praise God.
Yeah,
God.
He's doing great. So
that's what it basically is about, because when that incident happened, I was in intensive care,
right,
and they said that I was going to probably be brain dead or paralyzed for the rest of my life and blind. But they said I really basically had no chance of living. So therefore, all my prayers went up through my family and Pittsburgh, and the next minute said, "God is my light and my salvation, whom shall I fear?" And Philippians 4:13, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me.
Okay, yeah. So you, when you start getting back into sports and stuff, how long did it take you to recuperate and get yourself together?
Actually, it was 3 months later.
That's not bad.
And I was out at the Greater Pittsburgh Guild for the Blind in Pittsburgh to help a totally blind person bounce back independent living. And a lady by the name of Eileen Bender, she saw me do my workout, and then they flew me to Colorado Springs, and I made the United States Association for Blind Athletes track team.
Yeah. So now, when you're running, jogging, sprinting, how do you do it by yourself without, getting out of the lane or whatever?
Well, actually, I have a coach, and my coach was Roger Kingdom.
Right.
And Charles Allen.
Yeah, he was a great one, Roger Kingdom.
Correct. So what I do is, when I run the 100 meters, I do it by myself. I run a straight line.
Yeah.
But when I do the 200, I have a guide runner that runs next to me, and we're tied together with a tether.
Okay.
So when I do the curve, I just, we start off in the block together.
How about your hurdling?
I never hurdled.
You didn't? Yeah, right.
No, I never hurdled.
That would be too difficult.
That's impossible.
Right, yeah.
I never would try that.
Yeah.
But as far as the 100 meters, we tied together in the tether and the meet, and it was 38 races a year.
Yeah. All right, briefly, I know you don't want to get into all this about the Pittsburgh Steelers and all that, but you were actually a walk-on out there, a prospect to try to play with your hometown ball club. How'd you do in camp?
Well, basically, I did all right, but I didn't have a lot of football experience.
Okay.
So therefore, that gave me a little bit of limitation because I wanted to be a basketball player.
Okay, so that was your high school thing in basketball,
right? That was my first love, playing basketball.
Okay.
Thought I'd grow to be 6'10".
And you played in Dapper Dan?
Yes, right.
Okay.
1985 Dapper Dan Round Ball Classic.
Now, who was in that? Now, that was a pretty good year. There's some pretty good players in there. You remember any of the players?
You had Jerome Lane. You had Rod Strickland.
Jerome Lane went to Pitt.
That's right.
Okay.
Chris Gatlin.
Yeah.
Rod Strickland that went to the Portland Trail Blazers.
Right.
Myself. But I didn't go to no professional team.
Yeah, I see. Well, my friend Adrian Danley was the MVP of the Dapper Dan in his senior year, which he's a little ahead of you.
Right.
Yeah, but he was a great player from D.C., went to Notre Dame in the pros and the Hall of Fame. But he played the Dapper Dan and was the MVP his year.
And also Pooh Richardson.
Yeah, you named some great players.
Yeah, Pooh Richardson was in there with us.
And what high school did you go to?
I went to Wilkinsburg High School.
Okay. Now, that's a suburb of Pittsburgh.
Correct.
Okay. Yeah, because, Fifth Avenue and all those schools, what's the other one? Brashear and Shenley High School, yeah, big football
Perry.
school. Yeah, Catholic.
Yeah,
Perry
Academy.
Yeah. I know a little bit about your town.
That's good.
That's what I'm talking about.
That's why we got 6 champions.
That's what I'm saying.
Y'all really trying to catch up.
Yeah. Let's talk about how long it took for you to get from the hospital to getting into to your vision of athletics and saying what getting back together.
Well, as far as the anger, it took me like
upset.
3 years, yes, because I was really, I want to know why.
Right.
And that's something you don't do in your life, ask God why. But see, God might not have wanted to see me in the NFL, but he made me a vessel so I can focus on running track. And I became fastest blind man in the United States of America. So, it took me like 3 years to get over the anger and the depression and stress, because it was tough.
Yeah.
Because, I have 3 beautiful children, and I'm unable to see them physically. So after the 3rd year, going into my 4th year, I had to dig internally into my soul and tell myself, hey, Cam, I'm still here. I'm still able to function. I just don't have vision, physical vision, because I'm still able to do what I need to do, clean my home, cut the grass, wash the cars, do what I'm supposed to do with my new wife. Yeah. And it's just that, I'm not angry anymore, because like I told you, God is my light, my salvation. Whom shall I fear? And
when you find people treating you like there is nothing wrong with you, because to you there's nothing wrong with you, but that's like my sense of humor and your sense of humor. We got on that, we dug it. A lot of people say, oh my God, he didn't say that. You the first one to start laughing, But that's cool, because, I grew up in a diverse situation in my life too. So if you can't laugh at yourself, then really that's part of healing, I think, anyway.
Laughter's good for the soul.
Yeah, that's right.
Because, hey, man, I get a lot of jokes. I joke with people. Right. I tell them, did you see me see that?
Yeah, right.
Did you see that game last night?
I knew you was like this.
And they say, man, you saw the game. I said, yeah.
That's right.
But I even play PlayStation.
Right.
I golf.
Right.
I go water skiing.
In other words, you going for it. You living your life.
The sky's the limit for me, man. There's no limit.
We'll take a break, okay?